Hello students, welcome to our class. Hope you are all pretty well. I think you have watched and answered all the textual exercises in the lesson Clever Tenali Ramakrishna. It's time to recap, children. Check your answers before we start today's session. Exercise B. Put the following sentences in the order of events. Now, I read the sentences in the correct order. Check them carefully. If you have written any mistakes, erase them and then write them correctly. Chitravarma was a famous painter in the emperor's court. Chitravarma was appointed a chief advisor to the emperor. People went to Tenali Ramakrishna and told him their problem. Tenali Ramakrishna implemented his plan by engaging a carpenter as a cook. Emperor Sri Krishna Deva Raya realized his mistake at the end. I think everyone have answered correctly. If you have listened the lesson attentively, then only you can answer well. Say whether the following statements are true or false. Chitravarma was a famous carpenter. False. Chitravarma was a famous painter in the emperor's court. This is the true statement, children. Here they have told you to correct the false statements and they have given you blanks also to write there. So for false statements you have to write the true statements. Emperor Sri Krishna Deva Raya awarded a lot of gold coins to Chitravarma. False. Chitravarma was appointed as a chief advisor to the Vijayanagara Empire by the emperor. That is the true statement. Third one. Tenali Ramakrishna was a poet and jester in Emperor Sri Krishna Deva Raya's court. True. Jester, a person who makes others to laugh. So here, children, third one is correct. So no need to write anything there. Fourth one. Tenali Ramakrishna prepared a delicious dinner for the emperor. False. Carpenter prepared the dinner for the emperor. So here Tenali Ramakrishna prepared a delicious dinner for the emperor. A tasty dinner. No, it's a very horrible dinner. So that's why carpenter prepared dinner for the emperor. True statement. Which is very horrible. You can also write there carpenter prepared dinner for the emperor in Tenali Ramakrishna's house, which is very horrible in taste. You can also write like this in a very detailed manner. Or if you write carpenter prepared dinner for the emperor also, correct one. Emperor Sri Krishna Deva Raya realized his mistake at the end. True statement. So no need to write anything. Look at these sentences and observe the underlined words. This already explanation completed, children. Now only I am announcing the answers for the exercises. Imbalance, illegal, irregular, unacceptable, discomfort, invalid. So here they have given you verbs and asked you to change it into noun forms. Okay. By adding suffixes meant and shall. First one, improvement, discussion, improvement, 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 discussion, 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 depression, 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 confusion, 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 enrichment, 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 treatment, A-T-M-E-N-T, treatment. Next exercise. You have come across certain words in the lesson such as painter, grateful, etc. You can extract some other words from the parent words like painter, pain, grateful, rate. Now make meaningful words for the following words. First one, reward. You can write ward, W-A-R-D. Second one, blessings, sing, S-I-N-G, sing. You can also write other words from the given letters in the word, children. So I have written these, so I am announcing those. Third one, snapped, N-A-P, nap. Fourth one, personal, S-O-N, son. Matter, M-A-T, mat. Sixth one, continue, T-I-N, tin. Seventh one, assure, S-U-R-E, sure. Eighth one, gold, O-L-D, old. Ninth one, properly, R-O-P-E, rope. 10th one, slowly, L-O-W, low. So read the following sentences. Here they have given you an exercise, children, in second Roman. Here see. So you have to recognize the kinds of sentences. First one, imperative sentence, I am. So they have given for declarative sentence D, exclamatory sentence E, interrogative sentence IN, imperative sentence IM. You have to write in the given brackets. First one, imperative sentence. So here I am reading out the complete word. You can write only short forms they have given or guided you in the heading. Just for the sake of understanding, I am reading out the complete word. First one, imperative sentence. Second one, exclamatory sentence. Third one, interrogative sentence. Fourth one, declarative sentence. Fifth one, interrogative sentence. Third one. So this is the exercise related to punctuation. First one, first sentence, at last you keep a full stop. See children, for all the 8 sentences we are punctuating at last only, because first word already they have given capital letter only, and other words or punctuation what is essential is correct only. So at last only we are keeping. He did a good job, full stop, at last. Second one, did he get good job? Question mark. Third one, what a great job, exclamation mark. Get a great job first. Imperative sentence, so at last a full stop. Fifth one, what is your job? Question mark. Sixth one, have you finished your job? Question mark. See children, this is a question made by using auxiliary verb or helping verb have. Seventh one, I am ready to finish my job, full stop. Eighth one, is he ready to finish his job? Question mark. So read the passage carefully and underline the conjunctions, children. In this passage you have to underline the conjunctions. So now I am going to read out only conjunctions in this passage. I am going to read out words. But, because, if, or, and. See children, in the last paragraph or second paragraph, and is repeated. So go through carefully. Wherever you find and in the paragraph, you can underline there. An unexpected reward. You have listened the story and I have told you to answer the questions given there or given below the story. Identify the characters in the story. Boy, grandfather, farmer. This is the correct answer. But from starting onwards, if you cultivate the habit of answering the questions in the form of a complete sentence, helps you a lot to answer the writing skills in a better way. So, how can you write in a better manner or better way? The characters in the story are boy, grandfather, and farmer. Or in another way, boy, grandfather and farmer are the characters in the story. 3 ways are acceptable. But so, other than writing only the names of the characters, if you write in a complete sentence form, it helps you a lot to perform well in writing skills. So I support 2 ways only, these 2 ways. Complete sentence form. What did the boy and his father observe while walking along the road? They observed a farmer working hard on his land. Why did the boy want to hide the farmer's clothes? The boy wanted to hide the farmer's clothes to play a little mischief. What advice did the grandfather give to the boy? Grandfather advised the boy, grandson, you can keep this in quotations, children. You can go through this in the story, 2nd paragraph, 1st line. Grandson, never make fun of a farmer or hurt his heart. What was the unexpected reward to the farmer? The unexpected reward to the farmer is coins. He was astonished, means surprised and felt happy. 1,000 gold coins. You have to read and answer. Now I'll announce the answers for these also. Why did the neighbor throw a bag of coins to Nazruddin? Neighbor was curious to see what he does. Who was the clever man in the story? Nazruddin. The neighbor said sorry. Why? What's the reason? Neighbor unnecessarily interfered in Nazruddin's business. Interfered. Spelling is there in the conversation. What did they give in the textbook? If you go through the conversation, then only you can write without spelling mistakes. For this comprehension and listening story, answers you can write beside the questions only very neatly, or top and bottom of the page also you can use. What I need is legible handwriting without any spelling mistakes. Study skills, Mahalakshmi Stores. What is the name of the shop? Mahalakshmi Stores. Go through the words carefully and write without spelling mistakes, children. And check the mistakes by yourself. What is the customer's name? The customer's name is Srinivas. When did he buy the above things? When did he buy, children? 21st July 2020. Means a date you should write there. He bought the above things on 21st July 2020. How much money did he pay to the shopkeeper? 275 rupees. How many pens did the customer buy? 10 pens. What is the price of one notebook? 20 rupees. He bought 2 notebooks, children. The cost of 2 notebooks is 40 rupees and the cost of each notebook is 20 rupees. Here they have asked you the cost of one notebook or a notebook. So you have to write 20 rupees. I think you have answered well. If any mistakes are there, correct them. The snake catcher. The explanation part of this lesson is already completed. As we have got the textbooks now, let us start doing the textual exercises in this lesson also. Glossary. The meanings of the hard words, children. Go through them and write the meanings 2 times in your notebook, as it helps you to remember well, and you can use them at the make-off at the time, and you can use them for better communication. It helps you to enhance your language skills or develop your language skills. Choose the correct option to make the sentence meaningful. This, if you listen the lesson carefully and understand it, then you can answer these. Read the following statements and say whether they are true or false. Write T for true and F for false. Here they have given you 8 sentences related to your lesson, children. Go through the lesson carefully, listen it, and then answer the exercise C questions. Read the following sentences from the lesson The Snake Catcher. Here they have given you some sentences from your lesson only, children. The snake catcher found a terrible and fierce looking dragon. It was big and looked attractive. Okay, these all sentences we have gone through at the time of teaching the lesson. So what they want to tell you, the underlined words in the above sentences, they did not underline. Children, did you remember in our previous video related to the snake catcher, we have did the same topic related to adjectives and present continuous tense. We have learnt in our previous video about adjectives and present continuous tense. Once revise that video and recapitulate what did you learn in that video related to adjectives and present continuous tense. Then you can answer this exercise very well. Here they did not underline. I'll tell you, terrible and fierce looking, big. Okay, it was big and looked attractive, big. Cold creature, cold. Brave. Mighty snake, mighty. Luxurious life, luxurious. These are the adjectives. Okay, these adjectives. After these adjectives, what has come? Life. So see here, mighty snake. So these are nouns. So here what they want to tell you, what did I read? The words. The underlined words in the above sentences tell us the quality of the nouns. Such words are called adjectives. So, which describes or tells about the noun is known as adjective. What is an adjective? An adjective describes or tells. Describes means tells about noun. What is meant by noun? This also we have learned in our previous video, children. Nouns and types of nouns. Name of a person, place, animal or thing. It provides a further information about a noun. What provides further information? Adjective provides further information about a noun like size, shape, color, quality and more. Adjectives have different forms. They are positive, comparative and superlative forms. How many forms are there for adjectives? 3 forms are there. They are comparative, positive, comparative and superlative. They change their form as follows. So here they have given an examples also they have given, children. We know that the comparative and superlatives take ER and EST respectively. See here, positive. So for making it comparative and superlative, we add ER and EST. Big, bigger and biggest. Cold, colder, coldest. Mighty, mightier, mightiest. Small, smaller, smallest. Few, fewer, fewest. Strong, strongest, strongest. Go through the table carefully, children, then you can understand. So here, until now we have gone through one model or one type. One model or one type. So we add ER in the comparative and EST in the superlative form. And here 2 different models also there, 2 other models also there. So what are those? Adjectives with more than 2 syllables will take more and most in their comparative and superlative forms respectively. Means little bit lengthy words, not simple words. More than 2 syllables. Understood? Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Terrible, more terrible, most terrible. Attractive, more attractive, most attractive. Luxurious, more luxurious, most luxurious. Some adjectives take irregular forms as follows. Irregular form means what, children? Completely different word will come. See here, bad, worse, worst. Good, better, best. Far, farther, farthest. Little, less, least. So here completely different words are there. That's why they are telling you irregular forms. So here they have given you the introduction and definition related to adjectives and forms. Here degrees of comparison, we will change the sentences into other degrees also, children. Those you will learn in your forthcoming classes. Here they have told you or given you guidelines how to change the words into other degrees of comparison. Only words they have given. Now read the lesson thoroughly and find adjectives and write their other forms in your notebook. As they have given you some of the sentences, you have found some adjectives there. In the same manner, if you go through the lesson, you will find other adjectives also. You have to write other degrees of comparison for those words, means for the adjectives. You can write them in your notebook. Look at the picture. The crane wants to fill the cups with the suitable adjectives from the pot. Remember, all words in the pot are not adjectives and fill in the table. So see here, children. Here they have given a pot filled with the words. The crane want to fill the cups with these words. And one more important tip, what should you remember is guideline. All the words are not adjectives. So here what did they give? So friend. Which word can you write for friend? Naughty. Naughty friend. So this is an adjective. In the same manner, go through the words given in the cups and words given in the pot, which will be suitable for the words given in the cups. You have to fill with that. Here they have given you space also for writing, children. You can write there. Now, naughty friend, adjective naughty, noun friend, so phrase naughty friend. In that manner you can write. Now fill in the blanks in the following paragraph with the suitable adjective forms given in the box. Here they have given you a paragraph and options given in the box. Go through the paragraph carefully and fill in the blanks with the suitable options. In the previous lesson, you have already learnt about antonyms and synonyms. Synonyms are words which mean the same to other words. Whereas, so same meaning only will give. They'll give. Okay. Choice is there, means options are there. Same meaning only, different words we have used. Whereas antonyms are the words which are opposite in meaning to other words. A different meaning will give. They'll give. So big, small, sit, stand, cool, hot. Let's learn some more antonyms which you came across in the lesson. So here they have given you some antonyms which you have come across in your lesson, children. Go through them. And they have given an exercise related to antonyms. You have to do that. Present continuous tense in grammar topic they have given. So same topic we have learnt earlier also. Now as we have got the textbooks, you have to do the exercises in your textbook also. So present continuous tense. Describe a continuing or ongoing action at the present time. See here, children are swimming in the pool. They are doing now. They are watching TV. The boy is writing. Mother is cooking. They are doing at present. That's why we are telling as a present continuous tense. Now fill in the blanks with the suitable verb forms provided in brackets. So here see, children, this is also an exercise related to present continuous tense only. You have to go through that and answer well. Always remember, present continuous tense means ing form will come. Complaining, playing, rhyming, writing, sitting, singing, like that. And always remember, here they have given auxiliary verbs also, so you no need to bother whether do you have to write a singular form or plural form. Now see here, look at the following picture. Soni, Rita, Bannu, Prasad and Hari visited the park along with their pet dog and a dove. Look, there are butterflies and two small birds in the picture. Now write sentences with the verbs denoting actions. Actions at present means what should you understand? Present continuous tense should be used. You can use the following verbs. So here they have given verbs, children, those you can use them. One is done for you. Example, a bird is tweeting. In the same manner, with the help of the given verbs, you have to frame or write present continuous tense sentences. Write them in your notebook. Look at the following table in the next page. This table enables you to write sentences in the present continuous tense. Prepare more sentences of your own in the context of something happening now. As if something is happening now, you have to write the examples in present continuous tense. One is done for you. They have given as an example or specimen. He is playing cricket now. He is not playing cricket now. So here they have given you a table, children. Some are complete sentences. See here, you are not drinking dash dash. Here they did not fill in the blank there. You have to fill them. So go through the given examples and fill the blanks there. Now degrees of comparison. Already just now we have discussed about that. They have given some more examples with the pictures for better understanding. You already know that adjectives and their functions in sentences. They not only describe nouns but also compare them in degrees in terms of quality as follows. They not only describe the nouns, it is also used to tell the quality. See here, happy, happier, happier, the happiest, quality. So you can understand by going through the picture and expressions also. So for making you to understand in a better way, they have given examples with pictures. We use the comparative form of the adjective to compare one person or one thing with other person. Here S they kept means persons or things. We use the superlative form of adjective. We use the superlative form of adjective to compare one person or thing with his or her or its whole group. Here they have given definition also. Positive, no comparison is made. Comparative, with another person will compare. Superlative, more than one comparison is made or thing. See here, my house is bigger than yours. The Pacific Ocean is deeper than the Arctic Ocean. The earth is larger than the moon. Comparative form. Comparison is made between two things. Always remember two should be there when we want to compare. The Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. So there is no comparison. That is ultimate. Understood? So that is only the biggest. Nothing is biggest in the solar system other than the Jupiter. Sheila is the smartest girl in the class. The most intelligent girl. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. So we use than after comparatives, and in superlative degree the article the comes before the adjective form. So just now we have gone through examples related to comparative and superlative degrees. Now what should you do? You have to fill in the blanks related to what? Adjectives. What did we discuss now? Related to positive, comparative and superlative. Just to go through, try to answer them. And in the next class anyhow I will announce the answers. Then you can check whether your answers are correct or not. And it will be very easy to correct your mistakes. I believe that you will not write mistakes, children. As you are very smart, listen the class very attentively. Read the following notice which was put up on your school notice board. Read the following notice which was put up on your school notice board. Notice, just for announcement, they put the notice. See here, students of 6th to 10th. So announcements will be given in the notice, children. If you go through that notice, you will get an idea. Students of 6th to 10th and their parents are invited to the inaugural function of the project. Seeing Eyes, Helping Hands. So parents invited to the inaugural function of the project. What is the project? Seeing Eyes, Helping Hands by Dr. Navina, California, USA, and Mr. Dr. Purnachandra Rao, founder, Chaitanya Sarathi Trust, USA. has kindly agreed to preside over the function. So they will be attending this, children. Time 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. 26th October 2020. Venue where the occasion is going to be held. Assembly Hall, ZPHS, Veeravalli, Krishna district. Now what should you do? Go through the notice carefully, understand. Here they have given the name of the project, who will be conducting, understood, who are going to organize, like the details they have given, time, venue, those all they have given. Now invite officials, donors and some other eminent persons of your village, means prominent, famous persons. An invitation card is needed. So notice they have given this occasion will be conducted when on October 26th, 2020. This is the notice to you for making the children or pupil in the school to know. But this information should be forwarded to the parents. What should you do for that? How should you tell them? You have to prepare an invitation card related to this notice. That invitation card should be prepared by you. So what are they telling you to do now? Prepare a formal invitation card based on the above notice in your text. So you have to prepare an invitation card. Here they have given pro forma, children. What should you do is, what names you have gone through, those names can be added in the fill in the blanks. Okay, this is only a pro forma. First learn how to prepare the invitation. Then you can write them in a better way. You can write this here only, children. You can fill in the blanks. This is the oral invitation to invite some special invitees, children. Imagine that you are the school pupil leader and invite them over phone. Here they have given some of the phrases which will be useful to invite the officials or VIPs through phone call, or if you visit them directly. Example, you may invite your sarpanch, newspaper journalist, SA of police station, elders of your village, etc. Now complete the following conversation. You on the phone with the journalist. School pupil leader. Hello, good morning. I am Sudha, school pupil leader from ZPH school, Veeravalli. Could I speak to you now, sir? Newspaper journalist. Very good morning, Sudha. You may talk now itself. School pupil leader. I have a request. Our school is starting a new social work project. Now prepare another oral invitation, that is, convey this message to your parents. So you can also prepare one more oral invitation, children. So here they have given some of the phrases which will be useful to you. Go through that. Just as an example they have given. You can also write one more example in the same way for the given question, third question. For the given third question, role play. Work in pairs and role play the following conversation. You can enact children as Lata and Sudha. You can do this with your siblings at home. Language functions. Here is the conversation that happened between Tarak and Rajan at a birthday party. Read it. Tarak. Hello, Mr. Rajan. Hello, Mr. Rajan. Good evening and warm welcome. We are looking forward to have you in this party. Rajan. Good evening. Where is the birthday boy? Here is a small gift for him. Tarak. Oh, thank you. Would you like to have some fruit juice? Here it is. Rajan. Yes, please. Tarak. Here are some sweets and special snacks. Rajan. No thanks. I have got enough. Tarak. Thank you very much for your warm wishes to my child. It's so special. It's so special that you remember. Rajan. You're welcome. So here Tarak and Rajan. So Rajan has attended Tarak has attended birthday party. So there the conversation is going on between Tarak and Rajan. At last Tarak has thanked Rajan. Thank you very much for your blessings to my child. So Rajan also accepted it in a pleasant way. You are always welcome. In the above conversation, the phrases in italics are used in different occasions. Do you know when we use them? Let's learn in detail. Thank you. It is used to show that you are grateful to somebody for something they have done. Here, children, if you go through, they have given the meanings of the words in italics. Already we use them frequently in our conversation, but in a detailed manner the meanings are given. Go through them and remember them for their better uses. Now fill in the blanks in the following paragraph with the suitable phrases given in the box. Some phrases can be used more than once. Here they have given an exercise related to phrases, children. What did we learn or what did we discuss until now? Thank you, may I, like that. In the same manner, some other phrases they have given. Go through them and then fill in the blanks with the correct answers. Read the words aloud. Cough, tough, bow, enough, fight, caught, tie, though, laugh, rough. All these words with the GH cluster. Cluster means group of letters. But they are pronounced in different ways. In some words, GH is pronounced as F, and in some words, it is silent. Arrange these words under correct headings based on their pronunciation. Cough, fa sound, so GH as F. Thigh, GH, silent. So there you have to write that word. In the same manner, read the pronunciation. Okay, listen the pronunciation. Listen, just now I have pronounced the words. Listen it and then fill the words in the correct way. Refer to a dictionary. Here they have given you some of the words, children. They are asking you to write them in alphabetical way. That also they have given you 3 rows, A to H, I to Q, R to Z. The letters starting letters which comes between A to H, that has to be written in this row. Next one, I to Q, R to Z. See, for example, dragon. It will come in the first column only. Even display, that also comes in the first column. Difficult. But how can you write dragon? Display, difficult. First letter D only. Same. Then which word has to be written first? C, second letter in that word, I. That also same in both the words. And then third letter, S and F. Which comes first? F. So first write difficult, then display. In the same manner, you have to answer rest of the words also. Write them in the correct rows. Project work. Okay, children, here as we have dealt the lesson related to snake, the snake catcher, collect the information relating to domestic or pet animals or birds in your location. Fill the information in the following table. You have to gather the information related to the animals or birds, what did they give here, and then you have to write them in the space provided. Food they eat, place where they are kept. Fun time. Go through that, children, you will understand. Fun time. You can also enjoy a lot by going through those. Even language game also you can play with your siblings at home. The Coromandel Fishes by Sarojini Naidu. This also explanation part completed for us, children. Here they have given you glossary. You go through that, learn them, write them 2 times in your notebook and do match rhyming words exercise also. You have to answer the multiple choice questions given related to your poem also. Stay home, stay safe, follow the precautions to avoid corona.